Let's see how the Reactor works. We are looking at it now. So it is still in beta mode with a rough UI. You are able to see Slack, GitHub, and SendGrid. These are our three connectors. These three serverless SaaS APIs are provided. You can have Slack as the inbound connector, meaning where the message or data comes from, and take SendGrid as the outbound connector, meaning where the data should be sent to. Next, I will show the flow between the GitHub and SendGrid SaaS. With this flow, if someone starts your GitHub repo, he will be able to get a notification email saying thank you. Okay, let's begin. First, let's select GitHub as the inbound connector, and then select the outbound connector to be SendGrid. Let's name it Test SaaS. In this description box, we can type to describe what the flow does. You can write anything based on your flow's function or your needs. Next, we need to upload our WASM file, which will implement the GitHub API, so as to implement the flow's intended function. Let's see an example. These are the Reactor's examples. This start by SendGrid is the example we want. Let's open and see. Actually, here we can see it uses several GitHub APIs. The sender is a GitHub API, and the repository is another GitHub API. And then here, if somebody starts your repo, then an email will be sent to him. Here is the title of the email. Here is the body of the email. If somebody unstarts your repo, he will receive an email too. Here is the title of the email. Here is the body of the email. Next, we need to compile this Rust code to WASM file and upload it to our Reactor. Here is the code I git cloned to my local machine. It is already compiled. The code is cargo build target WASM 32 WASI release. This is to compile it to WASM file. I have already compiled it, so we will skip this step now. And let's find the WASM file and copy the file path of this WASM file. Upload this WASM file to Reactor and then create. The name already exists, so I cannot use the same name. Let me change to another name. Next, we need to select which repo under which organization on GitHub we want to monitor. Let me choose Alabule. Alabule is my own GitHub ID, and we choose a repo. I have set a test repo, so I choose that. Now it is connected. Let's go back to the Reactor page and configure the SendGrid. On this SendGrid configuration page, we enter the email we would like the email to be sent from and enter the SendGrid API key. Now we have the configuration ready. So we have connected the GitHub observer with the SendGrid, and the flow from GitHub to SendGrid is created. Next, let's go to GitHub for a test. This is the test repo I set up just now. Let's start this test repo. And next, we go to my email to see if I have received an email. Okay, just because now I have started the repo, so I can see the Reactor has sent me a thank you email. This is the same content I entered just now. Going forward, WASM Edge will support using JavaScript to implement code for business logic. Please stay tuned.